So, you're looking at the crypto market and it is just a lot, right? How in the world do you decide where to even start? Well, today we're breaking down a really interesting strategy from a popular YouTuber who claims to have a simple rule to cut right through all that noise. Let's dig in.
And this is a huge deal for anyone just getting into crypto. The sheer number of options out there can be totally overwhelming. It kind of feels like you've been handed a giant, confusing map with no compass.
And that really is the million-dollar question, isn't it? You've got literally thousands of coins, and every single one has its own community, its own promises, its own hype. The paralysis by analysis is real. So how do you find a signal in all of that noise?
Okay, so the strategy we're looking at today takes a very different path. Forget about trying to do all this complex technical analysis. This is all about simple observation.
And there it is. That's the core philosophy right there. The idea is, instead of trying to become a crypto expert overnight, which is, let's be honest, pretty much impossible, you just leverage the research and decisions of the people who already are.
So it all boils down to this one simple command: follow the big players. That's it. That is the entire game plan in a nutshell.
But wait, who exactly are these big players? Well, according to the source video, we're not just talking about some rich guy on the internet. The definition given points directly to major institutions, even governments. Specifically, it calls out where the US government is supposedly establishing its treasury reserves. So, if we actually apply this strategy, if we follow these supposed big players, where does that lead us? Let's get to the fun part, the actual recommendations that came out of this logic.
So what happens when you use this filter? You take the thousands of cryptocurrencies out there, and what are you left with? Well, this strategy narrows the entire market down to just 5 specific assets to keep an eye on.
And here they are. The list is Bitcoin, Solana, XRP, Ethereum, and Cardano, also known as ADA. According to the source, if you're truly following the big players, these are the 5 that should be on your radar.
All right, let's zoom out for a second and just summarize the core logic here. What's the fundamental takeaway from this whole approach?
It's really this simple 3-step process. Step 1 starts with a little humility, just admitting, hey, this market is super complex. Step 2 is all about observation, watching the moves of these major entities. And then finally, step 3 is action, mirroring those moves yourself.
So no matter how you spin it, the advice really comes down to this one core idea. Just mimic or, piggyback on the big money decisions of major financial entities.
And all of this leaves us with one final and really important question to think about. The strategy is definitely simple, and that's its appeal, for sure. But is mirroring the moves of giants always the best path for an individual investor like you or me? It's something to seriously consider.